5 things great photographers have in common. Let's first go through those 5 things and then let's talk about how you can benefit from that and how you can utilize and do the same things, or this is more about the state of mind than things that they do. Let's start with the first one. They're very humble. Good photographers don't think they are better than others. When I did the script for this video, I came across this Dunning-Kruger effect, which we all know what it is, but I never knew what the name is. What it actually says is that when you have very little knowledge, your confidence is way up. You think you know everything. And then when you start getting better and progressing and getting more information and knowledge, you start to realize how little you know. And then when we are experts, we tend to underestimate our knowledge. And that comes to the next thing that great photographers have in common, and that is they don't think that they know it all. They have come to a phase where they realize how much there is to know about photography, because it is changing all the time. You know, it applies for example, for photographic styles. When there is a style, they're most likely the ones that have created the style, and when that style is mainstream, they have moved on. And the reason why they did move on is because they are very curious. They are curious because they know how much they still have to learn. And of course, when there is a new style, like I said, they are most likely the ones that have invented that. That's because they're curious. They have the will to learn. They have the will to make things differently. And most of them are also embracing the change. And that's one key thing that differs from those who are not very curious. They like to do the way they've always done. And that's a really, really big block in progress. To be curious, to embrace the new is the thing to do. And because they're curious, they know that photography can be done in many different ways. There is not a right way. And that's why they are really interested in other photographers' work. They constantly look at other photographers' work to learn from that work. They're curious. They want to see what others do. They will learn about that and they will analyze why they're doing it the way they are, even though they are not very familiar with that particular style or genre. And that will take them out of their comfort zone, because that's the place where we learn. If we always stay in our comfort zone, we won't get any better, because we don't push ourselves for better things, for different things. Doing things differently, learning from others will take us to the away from our comfort zone, and that will make us learn. The one thing that I'm really proud of, the 52 assignments that I made, and if you're not familiar with it, check out that video, is that has been pushed people to other areas out of their comfort zone. That's the most common comment that I get in emails in various places, that it's a great exercise because it has been making me getting out of my comfort zone. And that is one of the most important things in photography and in anything else that you do. Push yourself and do something that you're not so comfortable with. That will make you a lot better. Hi, it's Peter here. If you have liked this content so far, please hit that like button. This will make this video spread to more viewers. And that will help my channel to grow, which is a nice thing. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and also that notification bell so that you get a notification when there is a new video online. I usually post 2 videos a week and sometimes even 3. But let's continue with the topic of today's video. I already said 5 different things, but there is one more, and after that I will explain a few things about what should we learn about all these habits or common things that great photographers have. Great photographers concentrate on the photography itself, not the gear. And this is something that we really need to think a lot more, because very common question is when you see a great photograph, the first thing that comes to mind for many is that you have a nice camera, what lens was used and all that. I think that's not very important questions in many cases. Sometimes it might be if it's something that you don't know and learning how it was done. But the most part why the image is good is because of the thinking of the photographer, the creativity. It's not the gear. That's just a tool to make that image. But of course, like I said, it might be a learning curve, but you learn more if you get into the thinking of that photographer and why the image was made instead of how. And I think that will make you also better. And that's what the photographers that are great always ask is why. And that is a question that you should ask before you click the shutter, is the why, not the how. So what do we learn from these 5 or actually 6 different things that great photographers have in common? Well, the first thing that I think is the most important thing is the curiosity, because if you're not curious, all the other things don't really matter. Because when you're curious, you embrace the new, you are interested in what's happening, what's new, how can I take an advantage of that. And if you're curious, you are more open to new things, you learn from those things, you have some kind of a positive attitude towards change, which I think is a very important thing. Of course, not saying that every change, what happens, is a good thing, but being curious, you might want to look into it and see if that's something for you. And then, of course, when you're curious, you like to see other people's work and you embrace also other people's works and you can see the good things about that. And then when you're asking why, you might take something for your own photography from that work. When you're curious, you will go out of the comfort zone that you're right now in. And like I said, when you go out of your comfort zone, you will learn a lot more because you try new things. And as you see, curiosity is the most important thing because that just makes your mind open. And when you have an open mind, you can take in some new stuff and learn. And when you're learning, you're getting better. But without the curiosity, you might get stuck. That's just the way it is. So curiosity is the most important thing. And the second thing, of course, which I've said a few times already, is ask yourself why when you're taking an image or making photographs instead of how. Of course, right at the beginning, how is important thing so that you can go to the why. But when you progress, start asking yourself why. And I know many of you are in that stage that you should ask why. And next time you pick up a camera, ask yourself a question, why? Don't think of the how, think of the why. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you agree that curiosity is one of the most important things in getting better? It doesn't matter what it is. I'm talking about photography, but curiosity is something that can be embraced in any part of the life. Whatever you do, curiosity is one of those most important things, in my opinion. Do you agree? And here is a video about why and how. That might be something that you want to watch next. But hey, thanks for watching and bye for now.